after leaving post in an M939A2, one soldier was dead and another seriously injured. The 5-ton truck had been traveling at about 40 miles per hour, 500 feet behind another vehicle. That driver panicked. When he noticed the car in front of him had stopped, he slammed on the brakes. The brakes locked and the truck started to spin. The driver attempted a correction but got no response. The engine had died and the truck lost its power steering. The truck slid through the intersection and on for another 300 feet. It finally left the road and stopped upside down in a ditch. The vehicle commander was killed and the driver injured. That accident, and others like it, wiped out enough soldiers last year to man a squad. Over 4 years, accidents involving these vehicles killed enough soldiers to wipe out a platoon and injured enough to man a battalion. And still, the casualties keep mounting. Many accidents involve two major factors: driving too fast for conditions and braking, a combination which often results in rollover. The M939 series vehicles were designed to carry up to 5 tons, and they have the suspension, brakes, and tires to do it. They're equipped with an automatic transmission, power steering, and air brakes with the primary braking power in the rear. In a tactical situation, the M939s are highly capable wartime assets that will perform to maximum design requirements. They were designed to be used primarily off-road. However, these vehicles are not used exclusively in a tactical situation. They are driven on city streets and country roads. Some units use them almost exclusively on highways. They are driven empty, lightly loaded, and fully loaded. They travel on wet or icy roads as well as dry. The combination of components that make them operate so well in the field under a full load does not work so well on the highway, where running them empty, lightly loaded, or too fast can quickly cause trouble. Rollover has occurred at extremely low speed. The M939 series has a conventional commercial air brake system. This braking system can be viewed as a hazard if not properly used. The air brakes of these trucks are very sensitive. Air brakes are unique in that the braking force is proportional to the pedal travel, but the driver doesn't experience resistance from the brake pedal. Air brakes don't feel like hydraulic brakes. These vehicles just plain handle differently, and they've got a smooth, comfortable ride that's more like your POV than an Army truck. Drivers can forget what they're driving. Many drivers have become overconfident in the M939, and accidents are the end result. The poorly trained driver, or even the cross-trained one, may respond to the air brake's lack of resistance by applying too much force to the brake pedal. This causes the brakes to lock and the vehicle to become uncontrollable. Soldiers should be aware that an Army-wide team is working to ensure all available resources are applied toward reducing the risks associated with this hazard. This includes vehicle modifications, strengthening driver training programs, and clearer, more direct guidance in the operator's manual. In the meantime, any person who operates one of these trucks must be thoroughly trained in operating tactical trucks with air brakes. In addition, a modification work order should begin coming out in January of 1996 for units to retrofit these trucks with a proportional valve. This valve will distribute the air to the brakes more equally. It's not a cure-all, but it will improve braking by 10 to 15%. Given the production rate of 5,000 per month, the fleet will not be completely retrofitted until August of 1996. A warning is printed in the operator's manual. This can also be considered a control. Apply brakes gradually when stopping. Panic stop will cause the vehicle wheels to lock, engine to stall, and loss of power steering. Failure to do this will result in injury or death. The vehicle's tires don't help in this regard. Tactical tires put less tread on the highway. This decreases the traction and controllability and affects the braking. The correct tire pressure for road conditions is critical. The central tire inflation system must never be disconnected. At the same time, operators must check the tire pressure to make sure the CTIS is working properly. By the way, by wearing seat belts, M939 fatalities could be reduced by 39%. Wear them. The best course to take with these vehicles is to manage the risks. That means drivers must understand the special characteristics of each vehicle and how they differ from other trucks. Leaders must ensure drivers are trained. In fact, leaders should make sure every driver of an M939 has been through the unit's driver training program and that the instructor is fully qualified. In addition, drivers can implement other controls by performing a thorough PMCS, watching their speed, and staying alert to road conditions at all times. All soldiers riding in Army vehicles are required to wear installed safety belts. Safety belts do make a difference in surviving these accidents. Leaders should refer to the ground safety notification messages from TACOM and the USAC safety alert messages for additional guidance on hazards associated with the 939 series vehicles and the controls available to manage those risks. Leaders should be aware that in certain circumstances, use of a different vehicle could be a more effective and safer option. Drivers who are aware of the special characteristics of this vehicle and who are well trained can reverse the current accident trend and make the M939 series a safer vehicle for the Army.